G'day everybody, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3, Blue here, hope you guys are doing well. We have stumbled across a home belonging to one Ghoul, who is apparently a former Mind Flayer hunter, and we've sort of snuck into the basement of his house, discovered a secret door here which we've opened leading to a much larger space here. I'm getting a little bit worried about this larger space because, generally speaking, the larger areas could mean that we're about to be ambushed or attacked in some way. I'm just looking at Jaheira here. Did we lose the Myrmidon? Maybe we did. Let me just get an elemental in here. And that should help out with any form of combat that might happen. I'm just going to see if I can bring it forward a little bit so Blue can cast Longstrider. Now, before we also continue... Okay, good. I was going to say, why are these people moving around? Because I'm worried about traps in here. Yeah, I see. So, let's just make sure everyone's not following. Because we're going to need to disarm stuff. But I was about to say, guys, I did wanted to address the state of the comments section of all of my Baldur's Gate videos, because I feel like I haven't been on the ball with as many of the comments that you guys have been leaving, despite, you know, my encouragement of you guys leaving those comments. Obviously, I do still want to see those. But yeah, with the situation at work, so I have mentioned before, you know, there was a bit of a shuffle around. I managed to secure a role, which is great, but as the dust is settling, I'm discovering that, well, they're trying to squeeze blood from a stone, really. So there's a lot more work and less people to do it.
Best be on my way.
As usual with these sorts of things, and unfortunately that means a lot less time for me spent on YouTube. Like particularly some of the other sort of auxiliary elements of YouTube, such as reading comments, responding to them, all that sort of stuff. So I do appreciate you guys' you know, patience on that. I need to catch up on many episodes worth of comments, and I think just looking at small peaks of some of the comments, some people might be getting frustrated that I'm missing certain things in the lower city, and you know, that's natural, I get it, but oh no,
be cautious.
how did we not notice this until we stepped on it? Man, that is so frustrating. Okay, this entire area is problematic now. Alright, but yeah, as I was saying, guys, I am going to be going through those comments eventually. It's just going to take me a longer time to look at those, and my thought is that, you know, since people keep saying that don't worry about, you know, missing stuff because the game is going to tell you when we, you know, eventually get to a point where it's like a point of no return, so I guess I'm not too worried because of that. I mean, this is kind of frustrating, isn't it? Can I get rid of the cloud kill in some way? Or are we gonna have to tank some damage? We might take some damage, but
a long way to go still.
Yeah, so she's got a fire cantrip, right? So is there a way for us to just simply get rid of all of this? Can you get rid of it using water, I wonder? Or wind, like wind spells?
Always another step to go.
You trapped there. Plant your feet with care.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to tank a little bit of damage here to try and get through. That's okay. Can use like a short rest or something. Heal completely before we run into any trouble. So there must be another one over here. Ah, man, blue. I did not need that, Ah, do I not have... There's nothing else that I can move out there. I'm just trying to find any, like, boxes and stuff that I might be able to use. Okay, and we've got a few more, obviously, over this side. And since we've failed that perception check, I think I'll just switch to Jaheira. Actually, I should maybe switch to Will or someone else who hasn't been injured just yet. Are we kidding right now? Come on.
No time to dally. No time to waste. Best avoid that trap.
Okay. Wow. What an ordeal. So let's group everyone together. We started off strong, but then somehow Blue only perceived this one as he was on it. So that's kind of annoying. Assuming these are the only traps, but I will just maybe disarm this just in case. I'll disarm that one as well. So we will take a look around and we'll try to see if there's anything worthwhile here. I'm hoping so, considering the amount of traps protecting everything. But yeah, let's start from the other end of the room. On psionic manipulations and countermeasures. A thorough account of how best to protect your mind from illithid manipulation and subsequent domination. Yeah, we've seen this before, haven't we? A little pouch here. Nothing in there. Don't tell me this was the thing to switch off all of the traps. Or did it do something else? I'm not sure. Nothing's too obvious to me. Yeah, I reckon it's probably just to switch off all of that gas that we've switched off the hard way. Notes from a soothsayer. Each chapter of this book details a unique case study in the soothsayer Geraldine Haverlow's illustrious career. Its 23rd chapter is conspicuously dog-eared. The Frightened Noble and the Ochre Omen. Hereunder I have transcribed a conversation between myself and a young noblewoman of my lifelong acquaintance. Typically, he came to me for guidance in matters of love and fortune. I think we've seen this. The Realm according to Bumpo, Broom and Bucket, and Avernus Survival Guide. We've seen all of that. Alright, nothing too interesting then. So, what's this? How to track an illithid. A handwritten tome documenting various tried and tested ways to track mind flayers and the results of each endeavor. Notes on mind flayer anatomy. I think we've seen that.
Wish I had a bag of holding.
Plenty of weapons. Nothing special, mind you, but we should be able to sell all of these for a bit of gold.
Something good here, I hope. I bet I can crack that open.
Confidant of a duke. Perhaps because he rose from humble beginnings before becoming a Duke of Baldur's Gate, Abdul Adrian made a habit of donning a hooded cloak and roaming his city's streets incognito, observing the citizenry and taking the pulse of the town, as he used to put it. It was on one of these urban excursions that I first met him at an outside table on the Elfsong's terrace, when we both summoned the same server and ended up buying each other's ales. We struck up a conversation, and upon finding that I was an adventurer, my new friend plied me with questions about my trade as a monster hunter. He soon let slip that he once followed the adventurer's trade, and thereafter we met regularly to share a mug or two and talk tales and tactics. It was some 10 days before I realized my interlocutor was none other than the city's Grand Duke, by which time we were already fast friends. So I wasn't overawed at sharing a table with him. This is followed by a rambling account of Galbraith's history with Duke Adrian, consisting primarily of a list of what stories Galbraith told the Duke about himself. Light crossbow. Is this... Yeah, this is a two-handed weapon, isn't it? I should perhaps give that to Astarion, because he's only got, like, the one very rare light crossbow, but no other, so preferably I would like him, you know, dual-wielding those two crossbows, if we can. Because I don't think we even have another light crossbow. Take that. Plenty of things that I probably do need to send back, just to manage our weight a little bit. Okay, looking good. What else do we have over here? Oh, okay. Well, that was definitely worthwhile in that barrel. A stuffed hyena head. Oh. Wow. Now that is very rare indeed. I mean, it's not worth using probably, but just the style itself is something that we've not seen before. These katanas, obviously it's maybe Japanese or Chinese inspired. Well, considering it's called a katana, I guess it might be Japanese more so than anything else, but I wonder what the lore is behind this then, or if this is just an homage, I suppose. Let's send it to camp. I'll keep it for the sake of keeping it. Now, is there anything else worth seeing here? Oh, I did miss a few weapons here, which we should take. I don't think there's anything else, so let's leave. Do a quick rest there. And, as we leave, I hope Goldbraith doesn't, you know, get upset or anything like that about us rummaging through all of his stuff. Whoa. I mean, that was definitely worthwhile. Actually, one thing worth mentioning from, you know, the whole comment situation is, you know, some people are saying, oh, why didn't I buy the potions and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, again, I mean, I've got plenty of potions to use right now, but I am not against buying up some potions eventually. But once more, I still have the opportunity to go back to various places in the lower city anyway, so I'm not too stressed about, you know, buying up everything every chance I get. And I'm kind of more interested in trying to get to the foundry, to be honest. I know, you know, we're taking our time getting there, but that's sort of my initial goal. However many episodes it's gonna take. I'm gonna ignore the manhole, because we have been down into the sewers, and I do have an intention of going back to the sewers again to explore further.
Enver Gortash, the people's man, the gate's protector. Out for restocking. Will return shortly, if I can find any more stock.
Old Lady Whitburn, the mother-in-law, never comes down to the lower city. I'm glad I'm not such a snob.
What about the other guy, Lord Whitburn?
Good day. What could be more pleasant than spending one's inheritance? Though I don't imagine you would know.
Oh my goodness. Would you want to know people like that?
Downstairs, the glitter gala. Upstairs, the chromatic scale.
I don't know if I can stand, like, being around someone like that. I know we've read these, so let's actually go in. And yeah, as soon as I realized that the Figaro guy was in the other building, we sort of left, didn't we? So we didn't exactly continue exploring this place. Oh, jewelry. I see. This is a jewelry shop.
That might be worth a look.
What is it pointing to? Amatolla's chest key. Maybe it's that. Or the one behind her. A brochure featuring several of the city's patriarchs wearing Amatolla's gems. On the front page is a detailed drawing of a large and ornate wedding ring. Underneath are the words, designed by the Glitter Gala, commissioned by Lady Ferelia Yanath. I mean, there seems to be just a lot of, like, jewelry and whatnot, but probably nothing that's going to actually give you a boost in any way. Probably just, like, gold.
New merchandise from Arm, Cormier, and even Far Damara. All brought here to glisten before your gaze.
I am curious to take a look at stuff, though. But just doing a quick save before we get into any trouble. Well, let's have a chat with Amatolla.
Drab attire? Lackluster skin? My darling, you need my gems. They'll brighten even a ghoul like yourself. Or, if you are the practical sort, I also stock enchanted stones. They're almost as magical as myself.
I don't know about the marketing strategy of this lady. Calling your customers ghouls. Don't know how much success you're gonna have with that. Yeah, nothing of interest here to trade with her. Aside from her just having a whole bunch of gold if we need to, you know, sell stuff. In fact, don't we have just a few bits and pieces that I did pick up just before we left? We may as well drop that in. Actually, Will should be doing the trading, right? So, does...
Sharp as ever.
Does your discount percentage affect the amount of gold that you would also get in return?
Drab it. Or, if you are the practical sort,
I don't really know, actually.
I also stock enchanted stones. They're almost as magical as myself.
Do we have the... No, we don't have the right gear on. Sorry.
Welcome back, my darling. Are we feeling ruby?
Yeah,
Amethyst?
good.
Malachite? Tell me. I'm here for all your glittering needs.
That looks good, I think.
Is that blood? No.
Welcome back, my darling.
I should have had a conversation with her before we even started trading. Let's try someone else.
Drab it. Or, if you are the practical sort...
Did you just call me a ghoul?
A skeleton would be more accurate. You have good bones, darling. You just need decoration. And you're in the right place.
What use do I have with gems?
Darling, we're on this plane but for a blink of the eye. Why not get a little luxurious?
And these things have stayed interesting.
Alright. So I am curious to see what's in here. Again,
Light on my feet.
worried about getting into trouble.
Move with care.
So no one should be able to see us here. Oh, well, I'll take that back. I guess
I'll give it a shot.
with the windows around, it could actually be a little tricky.
I don't need any attention right now.
But there we go.
Let's get in and out. Have to keep going.
So assuming that one might be for this chest, we might not be able to open the chest in that case. What I could do is, because I think she rotates depending on who she's speaking to, so I could do
Welcome back,
something
my
like that.
darling. Are we feeling rude?
Yeah. So she's looking away now. I do have eyes on though, from somewhere else.
Still breathing, despite everything.
But yeah, let's just take a quick peek at stuff. Ooh. Sure. Sure.
Oh, come on! When is it my turn?
What's in here?
No.
It was so clever of your grandparents to...
Why do we have to go all the way around?
Here. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Hey, see, he's still hidden.
Bet I can crack that
Let's
open.
lockpick this. Oh.
Scans and stuff. Go ahead. I am totally not an absolute spy. Zip. Zip.
Okay. A bit disappointing.
If not over, then through.
Let's just take a look at what's upstairs. Oh, and there's another shop up here as well. Well, let's bring the gang in. We'll have a look around. Night pirate ship. We did just read this, I feel. A lot of musical instruments. Sword Coast Songbook. Dozens upon dozens of songs grace the pages of this book. The full list is printed on the very first page and include The Ballad of the Dream Weaver, Blades and Bardings, Drums of Daggerford, Lost and Away, 9 Stars Around a Silver Moon, Prejues the Paradis the Great, Tears of the Sea, Waiting Grave, When Mages Go to War. Music and lyrics, Bard Dance. Bard Dance. Kick your heels together, feet off the ground, hands in the air and twirl around. Step once to the left and twice to the right, then 4 times ahead, carefree as a sprite. Take a longbow as deep as you can and start the whole dance all over again. Music and lyrics, old-time battles. Old-time battles. The music notation beneath is accompanied by a series of grunts, finished off by one final shout. Hoorah! Another chest there. Let's have a chat with Thomas C. Quirkilius.
A customer. Come, Docker. You look like someone who knows their way around a lute. Or perhaps you enjoy the drums. Flute? No. Lyre.
I prefer the sound of nature's chorus.
Oh. Well, no matter. My instruments make the most splendid of gifts. I'm sure you'll find something for even the most contrary of bards.
Okay. If we had a bar in the group, a bard, rather, in the group, this would probably be the shop to go to try and find some decent instruments. Nothing too interesting. What the hell is this? The Escapades of Fandango Gloven. Dangerous tunes. I wish there was a way to just simply switch to a different party member.
Thank you for...
When you're, trading.
What am I
So you don't have to keep, juggling around
Sure,
and
why not?
restarting
A
conversations.
customer. Come, Docker. You look like
I mean, it's not
someone who
too much
knows
gold.
their way around a lute.
And I'm just curious about what these things might be.
Perhaps you enjoy the drums. Flute? No. Thank you for coming to my little...
What are these? This book has all but crumpled to dust, making it impossible to read. What? Why would they sell it to us then? Man. Got scammed. This is a popular history of magical song and singing, with an emphasis on tunes that encircle or entrance their listeners, such as the Chionthar's Harpy Sirens song and Glimmergad's Stupefying Melancholy. Would we learn new skills or anything like that from these if we were a bard? Probably not. Alright.
for the discerning musician and the sophisticated bard. We supply the tools, you make the music.
Music and lyrics, the power. The power. Rocky though the road might be, blinding be the sun, raise your swords and grab your wands, the battle will be won. Champions cry into the wind, warriors stomp upon the ground, you are the victors, true, you are the power. Alright, moving on. I don't know. Not really interested in putting in too much effort and trying to steal whatever's in that chest. Okay. So, I don't know if these structures are accessible, or they do look like they are. Maybe this leads into the docks that we sort of scraped the surface on in the previous episode.
Guard is busy with their patrol and has no time for idle chatter.
Statue of Baldur. Okay, so this doesn't actually lead anywhere. Perhaps maybe entry is elsewhere? Here. Lantern, just says. Trying to see if there are any of the gazettes that we haven't seen. Doesn't seem to be anything on the post.
The Lodge, meeting house of the Society of Brilliance.
Oh, okay. I guess there was something there.
Lodge of the Society of Brilliance.
Peer review. We are pleased to inform you that your thesis on the study on the representation of deep gnomes in mid-century drow literature has been approved for publication pending the below changes. The Society of Brilliance. 36 pages of annotations follow. You're not wanted here. I don't know what you think gives you the right to set up shop in our fine city, but Baldur's Gate doesn't want you here. Go back to the Underdark or the Absolute or wherever it is that you came from and stop bringing your Mind Flayer nonsense into our city. Okay, not entirely sure who that one was for, but it sounded pretty irate. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to rearrange all of my potions and stuff. I totally forgot about that after retrieving all of our stuff out of jail. Anyway. Onwards.
There's a distinct netherese taint to the air in this city.
Okay, right. These letters were penned to the lodge, I guess, because... Yeah, okay, these are... Aren't they Duergar? Or one of the factions of the Duergar, maybe? Definitely mushrooms and stuff like that being grown in here. Let's have a chat with everyone. Maybe we'll leave the party at the door. Just for now.
I'm jealous of Blurg's towering.
A collection of Underdark delicacies. A salve for the homesick. And food for the intellectually curious.
There are invasion plans everywhere. I wonder if these guys are colluding with Gortash. And maybe they are absolutists.
I have something to ask.
Have Kalag.
Ah, a surface dweller. You find yourself in the cradle of all knowledge relating to the Underdark. The Society of Brilliance. Tell me, what can the Society do for you?
Oh, that lady is from this group. I see. Oh yes, and Blurgan Omilium. Right, I guess maybe he is a Duergar, but that's not the point. Maybe it's more about just being part of the society. I met an expeditioner claiming to work for you. She sought a Githyanki egg.
Yes, dear Lady Esther, one of our most reliable contractors. Though unfortunately, this particular request was too much even for her. I don't suppose you've stumbled across any Githyanki eggs during your travels. The Society will compensate you for any we purchase, of course.
Well, Lae'zel is not even here, but I mean, I'm definitely not selling the egg. What are you going to do with it?
Study it, of course. The Githyanki have been a source of great debate in the Society circles in recent months. You are no doubt aware that citizens of the Underdark are held in great suspicion by those who live above ground. Many believe us to be evil. The Githyanki face similar prejudice, but I believe if hatched in a less violent, more intellectually stimulating environment, the child can overcome its evil predispositions.
What does this intellectually stimulating upbringing look like?
In the literal sense, I will need to induce the egg to hatch via the application of certain currents to the creature inside. Once out of the shell, I plan to take a twofold approach. The enforced repetition of sound, moral principle from the Patarian Code, alongside a series of psionic pulses administered to the cerebral tissue. Assuming I can accelerate its growth, I should have conclusive findings within a year or two at the most.
I feel like if Lae'zel was here, she would just get furious and want to, you know, destroy these guys. Maybe. So maybe it's a good thing that she's not here. What's the Patarian Code?
A series of moral imperatives bestowed by the great dragon deity, Bahamut. In my years of study, they're the closest I've found to moral perfection. Only under such rigorous goodness will the subject stand a chance of being cured. My findings could change the perception of Githyanki and the peoples of the Underdark for generations to come.
And what if your experiment fails?
If the child remains evil after the experiment is concluded, it will be destroyed. Such is the fate of all new specimens. Now, I'm eager to get started. So will you sell me the egg?
No. This experiment is barbaric. You're never getting the egg.
Then I will source another subject, and the experiment will be completed without your involvement. Progress may be delayed, but I assure you, it can never be stopped.
Can we trade with these guys? Do they have anything good to
Changed
sell?
your mind, have you? The offer's still there.
Okay. We can only sell the egg. Perhaps maybe another person is a trader. Ooh. A lodge dormitory key.
Well met. I am the Society's leading expert on myconid spore telepathy. But I've had to delay my experiments. Run out of spores, you see. Oh, I miss them, those myconid spores. I don't feel quite right without them. Probably shouldn't have inhaled them all so quickly. Eh?
I was gonna say, something sounds pretty wrong with this guy. I guess he's just high on it. Cautionary note. Please do not move the painting from the attic. Whoever previously did so, your actions trapped the professor in the hidden room, an experience he is not keen to repeat.
Debates held every 10 day. The subject of the next debate, spore use above ground. Are the merits worth the risks?
Havkalag's notes. All of my hypotheses are just that, theories and no more. Unless I can test them under controlled conditions, I need a viable Githyanki egg. I must acquire one somehow, or Havkalag is not a serious researcher. Just a mere intellectual dilettante. Yeah, another word that I don't know. Man. Letter concerning Graven Hollow. Dearest Ainrail, I think you knew this was coming. If you find this note, I've already gone. I tried everything you suggested, but the call of the Graven Hollow library grew too strong. I know you'll be angry with me, but I know that underneath that anger will be worry. So I'm writing to tell you, don't worry about me. I trust in the library to guide me or guide my way. After all, what better visitor can it have than one whose intent is pure as mine? And what are we if not explorers of that vast knowledge of the Underdark? Oh, how I wish I could have convinced you to come with me. But failing that, know that I am fully intent on returning to you in one piece. I won't ask you wait for me. I only carry the hope in my heart that you will. With all my love, Dunal. A lot of crafting ingredients here, or alchemy ingredients. But a lot of eyes on it, so don't know if we can really grab any of that. Delver Den.
So much Underdark strife comes from vying for scarce minerals. I seek to invent new, easier ways to find such ores. From plenty comes peace. Why can't a man be passionate about...
I'm compiling a translation dictionary so warring species of the Underdark can understand each other. It's an essential step forward.
I kind of like where these guys are headed in terms of their, you know, their mission. Although, I guess some of the methods might be a little bit questionable, especially with the Githyanki egg.
To think that I'm both brilliant and extremely attractive.
Okay then.
Research on the surface stops during what?
Blurg.
My surface-dwelling friend. How long has it been? I am glad to see you well. I see your tadpole remains in its state of suspension. Your case has set us on quite the detour from our planned expedition work. We've thought about very little else.
I wonder, yeah, I was gonna say, where is Omeluum? Have a look at what he has to sell. Maybe not anything that would interest us, unless we want to buy crafting or alchemy ingredients. Barkskin, remedial potion. What is remedial potion? Maybe it just like cures debuffs and stuff. Battle Mage's power. haste spore grenade. That could be useful. Might not be a bad idea to buy up some of these alchemy ingredients. Let's continue our conversation first, though. Where is Omeluum?
In the field seeking further subjects for study, though it has been gone for longer than I anticipated. After observing the nature of your tadpole's stasis, we felt it wise to report back to the Society. Omeluum went out into the city to seek out further undeveloped infections like yours. But I have heard nothing since. I admit, I'm somewhat concerned. We are usually sticklers for updating one another on our progress.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to find him then. I'll track Omeluum down and see if we can find him. Where was it headed?
Omeluum believed the answer to this riddle lay within the city walls and held some connection to the cult of the Absolute. I had the distinct impression it was intentionally keeping its hypothesis from me, as though even the theory would be enough to put me in danger. Why that would be, I can only theorize myself. It is rather outside my area of expertise. Omeluum is most likely safe and well, and simply absorbed in its work. However, it would put my mind at rest to confirm it if you happen across its path.
Alright, I'll head out now, see if I can pick up Omeluum's trail.
Of course. I should get back to my research.
Perhaps Omeluum has gelled to the fact that whatever's happening with these tadpoles, keeping people sort of in stasis, if you will, before converting them into mind flayers, is actually a political ploy. And that's why he's keeping it from everyone else. Try to keep them safe from Gortash's wrath. Agreed to look for it. So, you said within the city walls. Would that mean within the lower city, or would that include the upper city? Who knows? I suppose we're going to find out. Pick up some clues here and there. A study of ores. A curiously passionate collection of research notes about ores. Of most surprise to me is the above-grounder's enthusiasm for gold and silver. Such metals have neither the practical benefits of mithril, nor the astonishing properties of Hizagur, and yet are coveted as if they were the output of Moradin's own forge. Either the above-grounders are deluded, or they're onto something. Only one way to find out. I have acquired some samples for testing. For now, these are stored in a private room, but should they prove to be as valuable as the denizens of the world above would have us think, I suppose I shall have to transfer them to an even more secure location. Do you want to actually grab Will? See if we can move Will up this way, because I think I am going to make a purchase of some of those alchemy ingredients. In fact, I'll do that now.
My surface, I am glad to see you well. Your case has set us on quite the detour from our planned expedition work. We've thought about very little else.
Can I sort any of his wares? Maybe not. I try and remember that we do have these hastening spores, and therefore able to make the spore grenade, or haste spore grenade, because if I can haste the entire group in one go, that'll be super worthwhile. Alright, good. Like that. And back to blue. Let's just continue looking around a little bit more. Oh, if we wanted a tadpole, could grab a tadpole from there. Rich clock.
Once I publish my paper proving that it's just hyena mite infections that make gnolls so angry, I'll be famous.
Right.
Step forward.
Is that the only thing explaining their aggression? On the origins of evil. Devils, demons, mind flayers, drow, githyanki. What do such creatures have in common? Conventional wisdom suggests that it is that quality we call evil. But how wise is this really? After all, scrape one layer beneath the surface and one finds that there are other common denominators, perhaps far more common to the individual experience than the ill-defined notion of evil. The following pages seem to detail various arguments for the origins of evil finding its roots in generational suffering, the gods, the self, and the environment, but settle on no firm conclusions. Might be an interesting read. I don't really see anything else up here. There's probably more stuff in this room. Let's just very quickly take a look. Now, there's supposed to be some kind of a painting that we would want to look at and try to move. Just don't know where that would be. This is the same guy, right? Oh, he looks like he's like meditating or something.
Must get back to my plans and diagrams. I'm so close to a solution.
Yeah.
The long vowel shift in Middle Kobold is fascinating.
Oh, okay, there's an attic. Sorry guys, just had to step away for a second. A note of thanks. To our esteemed colleague of the Society, your invitation to present our work at the Lodge was gratefully received. A full response will be forthcoming once I have had the opportunity to consult with my colleague Omeluum. In the meantime, please consider this note a tentative acceptance with thanks for your interest. I look forward to speaking in person soon. Kind regards, Blurg.
Let's see.
Do a quick save here, and I suppose I could rummage around a little bit.
Alright, time to skulk about.
Yeah, I want those.
Time to press ahead. Come on, open up.
Correspondence from Lady Esther. Dear Master Havkalag, I trust this letter finds you in the best of health and spirits. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lady Esther, a fervent explorer of the world's mysteries and a dedicated enthusiast of the Sword Coast's wonders. The purpose of my correspondence today is to share with you a most thrilling discovery, namely that I have located an active Githyanki creche right here in Faerun. Exciting news, I am sure you will agree. However, the path to this discovery was arduous indeed, and I find that I am rather depleted both in moral reserve and supplies. I am sure that someone in your esteemed position is quite familiar with the difficulty involved in infiltrating such a place, and I humbly beseech you to send forth an advance of coin that I may complete your most noble mission. I eagerly await your response, and hope that you will honor my humble request in the service of your seminal work. Yours faithfully, Lady Esther. Okay. lost tomb of Kaem. A book of research notes concerning the lost tomb of the half-elf sorcerer, Brisis of Kaem, the halfling Fargus Rumblefoot, and various attempts to locate the true tomb throughout the society's history. Yeah, let's check out what's going on above us. I don't know if I should be bringing the rest of the group in. Now, wasn't there a painting of some sort? Or am I getting the wrong idea? Perhaps maybe there's a different location where there's a painting that needs to be moved. Magical journey. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Where are we? So this room has no door and only accessible by interacting with the painting. Very interesting. Yep. We'll take that. Anything that's gonna top up our gold reserves. I mean... Oh. Intricate safe door. Will we be able to lockpick it? I don't know, maybe we need to learn like a passcode or something. Your axe got broke. Maglubiet, your axe got broke. Your whips don't sting. Your priests all croaked. Show your face and we'll take your eyes, then chop you down to goblin size. The absolute will make you kneel, beg, and grumble, bleed, and squeal. I have a feeling we may have read that. Soul coins. Pleasurable deal. Fiendish alchemy. All of which we have seen. This chest we should be able to open. You would hope.
I wonder what Professor Limeleech really thinks of me.
You know what? I may as well take some of these paintings because they are worth a little bit, aren't they? Intricate safe door. Which has nothing in it. Okay. A bit disappointing, not gonna lie. Is there anything else in here that we should be taking? Stag Swift Tonic. Oh, they're just camp supplies. Missed these ingots. Cake stands, sure. Okay. I think we're done here. Just trying to make sure that I haven't missed any containers, crates, or chests, or whatever. I don't think so. Let's go back. And yeah. I don't think we are finished in here exactly. So let's just continue our looting. I mean, I know it's stealing and everything, but like, it doesn't look like these guys are making use of any of the paintings, especially in here, so it's like, I may as well sell it. Right. Don't mind me, guys, I'm just like justifying my complete pivot from not stealing anything at the very beginning of the series, and now I'm just like, I need all this gold. There are things that cost 15,000 gold pieces, and I don't know where I'm gonna find all of the gold if I don't do this sort of stuff.
One day I'll catch a break.
I think that's the entire society. I'm kind of curious about this rich clock thing. I don't know if that actually does anything if we interacted with it. But I sort of need to make sure people are not sort of looking our way if we are to interact with it.
This calls for careful footwork. If everyone else minds their business, I'll be fine. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, it doesn't actually do anything. Okay, I thought perhaps maybe it might have contained some kind of a secret. Anyway, time to bring everyone together. And I say we continue exploring the lower city. That's probably going to be the episode for now. When we continue, I suspect we are going to be arriving at the entrance to the docks, and that could take a whole episode. If not, then perhaps maybe we'll finally arrive at the foundry. But yeah, it's taken a while to get there, hasn't it? Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Once more, I do apologize about the whole, you know, comments situation, and I'm hoping to be able to address that soon. But yeah, things are going to probably take a little bit longer with all that's happening at work at the moment, so I do apologize, and I do appreciate your patience. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.